Hello, this is Greg Allison with Green Greg's Garden and Worm Farm, coming to you on the 13th of October 2020 from my Aquaponics greenhouse. And I want you to meet someone. I want you to meet this little individual right here. Argiope aurantia. That's what this species is known as, Argiope aurantia. And that is the yellow garden spider. I've always just referred to them as garden spiders. Some people call them zigzag spiders because the web has a zigzag or a zipper spider. Why is a zigzag for? Well, it probably serves multiple purposes, and one, the spider can somewhat hide behind it. It provides some way to identify the web to fly an animal like a bird that would tear it all to pieces. And their primary prey is like grasshoppers. And to a grasshopper, it might look like something to land on. But in fact, it's webbing. And they make very strong webbing. Now, I do believe that's a female spider from a couple of different reasons. One, I don't see the large pedipalps on her, which is the male sex organs that you'd see at the front of the spider, that's on either side of the fangs. And female spiders get bigger, especially with this variety. Not so much so with wolf spiders, because you can have a large male wolf spider. Now this spider is a little bit beyond my reach here because there's a lot of junk here between it and I. It built real smartly back in here. Let me back this out. I got some tools and cabinet in here. But I want to try to use a yardstick and see if I can coax it on my yardstick, because I would love nothing better than to meet this spider. So we'll see if we can actually have an encounter and meet the spider. Yeah, it's hard for me to see what's in the viewfinder. You can see there's a couple other spider species in here. Now I do have a yardstick here somewhere. There it is. Now we'll try to use this yardstick, which I used to open these doors from the inside, to coax the spider over. We'll see if we shall be successful. If she'll actually come on it, then I shall give her a petting. And it's really hard for me to see without zooming in and out here what you're seeing here. Oh, we go, there she is. So, I think I can get on the stick. I went her over. I think we will. Oh, I got her. Well, I don't know if I got her yet. Is she going to do this? There we are. I don't think she wants anything to do with that, really. Oops. Well, I hate tearing her web up. Well, she don't have anything to do with this. She may be a bit panicked now, which might not be a good situation to handle a panicked spider. Oh. Yeah, she don't want to stick. I'll stop messing with her here in a little bit. Too bad I can't just reach in and get her. Yeah, she don't want nothing to do with it. Now, I would love nothing better than to pick her up and demonstrate her. The name Argiope aurantia comes from the silver gilded face, which is the silver part of her cephalothorax up here is silverish, and for some reason they're named after that, so that big abdomen. Who came up with that name? I don't know. They thought that little silver thing was more interesting than that big old colorful abdomen that she's got up there. Let's zoom in on her. I'll have to leave her alone, I suppose. Have to rebuild her web. Oh, this is not focusing. Why is that? Let's see the camera. Let's bring it back out a little bit. I zoomed in too fast. I get confused maybe where to focus on her or focus on the greenhouse wall behind her. So, I'm pretty calm right now, but I can't reach her at the moment. There's another big spider around here I can reach. It's far bigger than her. I'm going to try to coax the handle. But the good thing about spiders is this. They eat big bugs. These big spiders eat the big bugs. There's a lot of little spiders down here eat the little bugs. But this one is not as big as she might have been because she's in my greenhouse, and the number of big bugs in here is pretty limited. So she's probably having to live off a few little bugs that get in through the screens and cracks from time to time. So there's not as much bug traffic inside the greenhouse as there would be outside. Ideally, there would be zero. And occasionally the doors get open. There's a crack, you know, above the door up there. There is a grill or the fans back here. There's a few ways the bug can get in here, but those fans are usually running. I'm going to turn this one on right now. Got a little bit warmer today. And someone turn this big fan on. Come in here and turn it off before it gets too. It's going to be cooling down here at night time. The lettuce in here don't like. The lettuce looks a little wilted. I guess it got a little too hot in here for it. So the see, she's getting busy. She's gonna come back down and rework her web. I'm just gonna get it back in the camera here. These spiders build what's called an orb web. You know, the kind that's got a circle and all the other stuff. Yeah, she's gonna do a little web experiment. You know, she's happy with her web. We didn't really tear it up too much. She's just gonna rest there and hope something will come along that she can eat. They do rebuild these webs pretty often. The webs are very strong. It's a very thin, very thin silk, but if it was the size of a pencil, you couldn't get out of it yourself as a human being. You'd be trapped. You would not be able to get away from it. They're extremely strong, these webs are. Okay, we'll leave her alone and just talk for a minute. Bring this camera back out. So, the good thing about spiders is that when you have a garden or a greenhouse or worm beds, you need something to eat bugs. Having something to eat bugs is crucial, it's critical. Those bugs are your big nemesis. And spiders are one of your best friends. But a lot of people are scared of spiders. They just have an irrational fear of spiders. There's a guy who's worked for me. He's so afraid of spiders that now he wears all this gangster looking stuff. You know, he wants to make you out like he's some kind of gangster. But I have actually grabbed a spider and chased him around the house, and he screamed like a little girl. Oh well. I did a little garden walkthrough yesterday, so here it is today. A lot of garlic already coming up. And I'm going to plant a lot more next month. And next month I'll be harvesting all this turmeric. Should get a fair bit of turmeric out of all that. Hopefully. I've got I bought one of those BCS walk behind tractors like Curtis Stone uses. It's been in the shop for over a year. No tractor in the shop is no good. But I want to get all the stuff to get an extension on it, but they just can't find the parts for this tractor, it seems. It's one of those, you know, the BCS walk behind tractors just aren't that common around here. But it's a good thing if I can get it going. I do have a couple of other tillers, but I mostly do no till. But I'm thinking if I got the right people working with me, there's another garden plot area I could rent. It would be great to tear that up with. Personally, I am going to be perhaps taking a job that will have me traveling citywide a lot, or my job may change to that. So I've got to be concerned with some of the stuff I do. I really do need some help here. I'm kind of sort of looking for a farm manager. Oh, by the way, if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, bang the that notification bell, and click all. You get updates on my videos. Oh, you got the sun. Yeah, this camera's got dust inside the lens. I can't clean it off. It's from the lens. I might take it apart, and I'll risk it not working if I take it apart, probably. I haven't disassembled one of these before. I should take it apart. But bear in mind, yeah, still have some garlic left over. I sold a bunch of it. This is garlic I'm going to plant or eat. My trommel, I got to rebuild the trommel, and the Dexion is broken down. This trommel needs some help. Needs to be rebuilt. That's one of the main things I got to do before I start selling worms again. Okay, real quick. Also, my friends, even though it's fall and people aren't thinking of planting their gardens, we don't know about the garden seed supply next year. We don't know about the internet next year. I got some reasons to believe that the web is at risk of going down. Not the spider web we looked at, but the internet. That things are. Let me show you some rest one up here too. My other aquaponic. Yeah, I've got an far older aquaponic system, outdoors one, that's been running since about 2010. No, I've been running something before then. I think 2008 or 2009 is when I put this one in. It's not optimized system, and I got the water flowing over the gravel. It should be flowing through it. There's a lot of work. It should be redone to redo it. You see, I do have some lettuce over here, and there's some ryegrass starting to come back up in it. I'm gonna plant more ryegrass in it. Keep it through the winter time. This is totally an outdoor system. Flow through. It's not like my deep water culture. That's a media bed system using gravel. But it's been operational for, in fact, it's the oldest running aquaponic system in North Alabama. I'll do a special on it, on these aquaponic systems not too far from now. In any event, do check out True Leaf Market for seeds, because we don't know how long we're going to be able to get seeds. We don't know what kind of availabilities there are going to be. There have been some challenges. There's a big run on seeds. It's just been harder for a lot of people to get seeds this year. So, and I don't know about the internet for next year. There's just a lot of challenges. If it hits the fan, you're not going to be able to get anything at all. What you got is all you got. And you need enough seeds for you to experiment with gardening for a couple of years. You need enough seeds to carry you through, to save, and to grow. It's going to take more gardening than you might think to grow everything that you need to eat. And you've got to be able to cover your neighbors too. I'll do a video not too distant future about sharecropping your neighbors' lawns. So you'll have some ideas and other things, strategies for after it hits the fan, how to get garden space to grow stuff. There are some strategies for that, some things that you can do that ought to be able to work out if you have seed. If you don't have seed, you can't bank on anything. That's why you need to go to True Leaf Market and get your seeds now, and get as many as you can, and just keep getting them. And, you know, you might not be able to buy as many as you really want right now. You need to buy enough for your neighbors too, so that if you're growing stuff and they're not, they won't eat you out of house and home. Because yeah, they'll be robbing your gardens, robbing you, taking you. So yeah, I've said in the past on one of my videos a long time back that I don't grow any food. I just have a medicinal garden. You know, when you're a prepper and you tell people that you got food, well, just being a prepper and telling everybody you're prepper is the #1 rule against prepping. First rule of prepping is you don't tell anybody you're prepping. So when you start a YouTube channel, say, hey, I'm a prepper, well, you're just asking for it. Of course, I say, hey, I just eat from the wild. I eat from the weeds and the trees, and I absolutely can. But, and that's what I've told people on more than one occasion. But the weeds and the trees, you know, that's good, but you still need to be able to grow food. You need to have some redundancy in there. That's because, you know, you're a big person, takes a lot to eat, and you might get tired of eating tree bark in the wintertime. So, and hickory nuts. And well, acorns actually, they're bitter. You gotta soak those. We'll do an acorn special not too long from now. But yeah, the weeds and the trees are important to know. Very important to know. It might be what makes a difference in you surviving, but you do need to grow a garden. You need to grow as much as you can, whenever you can, and learn how to do it. It takes a skill. I've had people say, oh yeah, all I gotta do is put a stick in the ground and make a hole and put seeds in it. Well, if that's what you think, it might work a year until all the bugs and deer discover you got something there, but probably not. You know, you really got a lot of, every year is different too. You got a lot to learn in growing gardens. If you're going to do it on a sustained basis, you need to get started with it. I've been gardening on a sustained basis myself here for 10 years, and I'm still learning a lot of stuff. I grew up gardening though. See, I grew up gardening. I grew up on a farm, and now I've been repracticing it the last 10 years, using more organic methods. And every year you're learning something. If you're not, I got a brother who's been gardening continuously. Maybe, you know, he's 10 years older than me. He might have skipped 5 or 10 years when he first got married, when they lived in apartments. But he's been gardening for years, and he's still learning stuff. And you know, he's 70. He grew up on a farm, so I'd say he's got 60 years of gardening under his belt. He grows big gardens. Of course, we learned it from my dad, who was a big gardener. Alrighty, just remember, get your seeds, get heirloom seeds, open pollinated seeds, and that's what True Leaf Market sells. Greg, I have an apartment, I can't grow nothing. Well, you can grow in your living room, grow microgreen seeds. Greg, I can't save the seeds from them. Well, plant them in a pot and put them somewhere, and what grows in the pot, you harvest the seeds from and replant from that the next year. There's so many things you can do. And so it's just your imagination. You'll be surprised what you can grow in your living room. Look, check my channel out. I got videos on that. All right, enough said. Also, it's time to prep. We got a special right now with prepwithgreg.com. I'm going to tell you, it's $100 off a 4-week supply of food. Check it out. It's a great deal. So everybody, thank you for watching.